Good day, viewers! On this video, I featured random recordings of my classes while I'm facilitating their learning. Of course, I have asked permission from them before posting it to this channel. Come read the Bible with me. Genesis chapter 49, the blessing of Jacob. Jacob then called his sons and said, "Gather around, sons of Jacob, and listen to your father Israel. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my strength, and the first fruits of my manhood, excelling in honor and excelling in power. Restless as water, you will excel no more, for you went to your father's wife, on to my bed, and defiled it. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Their swords are weapons of violence. Let me not share their counsel. Let my heart keep from their company. For in anger they killed men and hamstrung oxen at their pleasure. A curse on their anger, for it is fierce. A curse on their fury, so cruel. I will divide them among Jacob and scatter them among Israel. Judah, your brothers will praise you. You shall seize your enemies by the neck. Your father's sons shall bow before you. Judah, a young lion. You return from the prey, my son. Like a lion, he stoops and crouches, and like a lioness, who dares to rouse him. The scepter shall not be taken from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he comes to whom it belongs, and who has the obedience of the nations. He ties his foal to a vine, and his ass colt to the choicest branch. He washes his garments in wine, and his robe in the juice of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth whiter than milk. Zebulun lives by the seashore. He is a haven for the ships, and his flank stretches to Sidon. Issachar is a sturdy ass, lolling beside the slip folds. He saw that a resting place was good, and that the land was pleasant. He bends his back to the burden and submits to forced labor. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent in the way, a viper on the path, that bites the horse's heels, making the rider fall backwards. In your salvation I hope, O Yahweh. Raiders shall raid Gad, but he shall raid at their heels. Asher's food will be rich, and he will provide delicacies fit for a king. Naphtali is a doe, let loose, that bears beautiful fawns. Joseph is a fruitful vine near a spring, whose branches climb over a wall. Archers attacked him fiercely and sorely provoked him, but his bow remained steady and his arms nimble, because of the hand of the mighty one of Jacob, because of the shepherd, the rock of Israel, because of the God of your father, your helper, because of God Almighty, who blesses you with blessings from heaven above, with blessings from the deep below, with blessings of the breast and the womb, The blessings of your father are greater than the blessings of the ancient mountains, the bounty of the everlasting hills. May they all rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of the one who is a prince among his brothers. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he devours his prey, and in the evening he divides the spoil. The death and funeral of Jacob. These are all 12 tribes of Israel, and this is what his father said when he blessed them, giving each one a special and appropriate blessing. He then gave them these instructions: I am soon to be gathered to my people. Bury me near my fathers, in the cave in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave in the field of Machpelah, to the east of Mamre in Canaan, the field that Abraham bought from Ephron the Hittite as a burial place. It was there that Abraham and his wife Sarah were buried. There they buried Leah. The field and the cave in it were purchased from the Hittites. When Jacob had given these instructions to his sons, he drew his feet up into the bed, he breathed his last, and was gathered to his people. Genesis chapter 50. Joseph threw himself on his father, wept over him, and kissed him. Then, as Joseph had instructed them, his physicians embalmed Israel his father. This took a full 40 days, the length of time required for embalming. The Egyptians mourned him for 70 days. When the days of mourning were over, Joseph spoke to Pharaoh's household. If you wish to show me kindness, please let Pharaoh know that when my father was dying, he made me swear that I would bury him in the tomb he had made ready for himself in Canaan. Ask him to let me go up and bury my father. I will come back again. Pharaoh said, Go and bury your father as he made you swear to do. Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went all Pharaoh's officials, the eldest of his household, and all the elders of Egypt, as well as all belonging to the household of Joseph, his brothers, and his father's household. Only their children, their flocks, and herds were left in the land of Goshen. With the chariots and horsemen that went up with him, it was a very imposing caravan. When they came to the threshing floor of Atad, near the Jordan, they carried out a solemn and long lamentation, and there Joseph mourned his father for 7 days. When the Canaanites witnessed this mourning, they said, This is a solemn mourning ceremony of the Egyptians. That's why this place, which is east of the Jordan, was called Abel Mizraim. Jacob's sons did as he had ordered them. They carried him in the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave in the field of Machpelah, near Mamre, that Abraham had bought from Ephron the Hittite for a burial place. After he had buried his father, Joseph returned to Egypt with his brothers and all those who had gone up with him for the burial. The last years of Joseph. When Joseph's brothers realized that their father was dead, they said, What if Joseph turns against us in hate because of the evil we did him. So they sent a word to Joseph saying, "Before he died, your father told us to say this to you. Please forgive the crime and the sin of your brothers in doing evil to you. Forgive the crime of the servants of your father's God." When he was given the message, Joseph wept. His brothers went and threw themselves down before him. "We are your slaves," they said. But Joseph reassured them, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to do me harm, but God intended to turn it to good in order to bring about what is happening today, the survival of many people. So have no fear. I will provide for you and your little ones." In this way, he touched their hearts and consoled them. Joseph remained in Egypt together with all his father's family. He lived for 110 years, long enough to see Ephraim's great grandchildren, and also to have the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, placed on his knees after their birth. Then Joseph said to his brothers, "I am going to die, but God will surely remember you and take you from this country to the land he promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Joseph then made the sons of Israel swear, saying, "When God comes to bring you out from here, carry my bones with you." Joseph died at the age of 110. They embalmed him and laid him in a coffin in Egypt. Genesis 49 in Tagalog. Ang hula ni Jacob sa kanyang mga anak. Ipinatawag ni Jacob ang kanyang mga anak at sinabi, "Lumapit kayo sa akin at sasabihin ko sa inyo ang inyong hinaharap. Kayo mga anak, magsilapit sa akin. Akong inyong ama ay sumandaling dinggin. Si Ruben ang aking panganay na anak. Sa lahat kong supling ay pinakamalakas. Mapusok ang loob, baha ang katulad. Ang bawat madaanan ay nananambulat. Sa kabila nito'y hindi kasisikat, hindi mangunguna, hindi matatanyag, pagkat ang ama mo ay iyong hinamak, dangal ng asawa ay iyong winasak. Kayong magkapatid na Simeon at Levi, ang sandata ninyo'y ipinanduduhagi. Sa usapan ninyo'y di ako sasali. Sa inyong gawain, hindi babahagi. Kapag nagagalit agad pumapatay, lumpo pati hayop kung makatuwaan, kayo'y susumpain sa bangis at galit. Sa ugali ninyo na mapagmalabis, kayo'y mangangalat sa buong lupain. Sa buong Israel ay pangangalatin. Ikaw naman, Juda, ay papupurihan. Niyong mga anak ng ina mong mahal. Hawak mo sa leeg ang iyong kaaway. Lahat mong kapatid sa iyo'y gagalang. Mabangis na leon ang iyong larawan. Muling pagkukubli matapos pumatay. Ang tulad ni Juda'y leong nahihimlay. Walang mangangahas lumapit sinuman. Hawak niya'y setrong tuon sa paanan. Sa gisag ng lakas at kapangyarihan, ito'y tataglayin hanggang sa dumatal. Ang tunay na haring dito'y magtatangan. Yaong batang asnoy doon natatali sa puno ng ubas na tanging pinili. Sa alak ng ubas na lubhang matapang, mga damit niya'y doon nilalabhan. Matay namumula dahilan sa alak, ngipi pumuputi sa inuming gatas. Sa baybaying dagat doon ka, Zabulon, ang sasakyang dagat sa iyo kakanlong. Ang iyong lupa iaabot sa Sidon, malakas na asno gayon ka, Isakar. Ngunit sa kulungan ka maglulumagak, nang kanyang makita yaong pahingahat ang lupain dooy tunay na mainam. Tiniis na niyang makuha sa pasan na paalipin na kahit mahirapan. Si Dan ay magiging isang pangunahin katulad ng ibang puno ng Israel. Ahas na mabagsik sa tabi ng daan na handang tuklawin kabayong daratal upang maihulog yaong taong sakay. Sa pagliligtas mo, O Diyos, maghihintay. Haharangin si God ng mga tulisan, lalabanan niya at magtatakbuhan. Ang bukid ni Aser ay pag-aanihan ng mga pagkain ng taong marangal. Si Neftali naman ay tulad ng usa, malayat ang dalang balita'y maganda. Si Jose ay asno ang nakakaparis, mailap na asno sa tabi ng batis. Kabayong mailap sa may bundok libis, mga ngaso ang nagpapahirap, hinahabol siya ng palasot sibat. Subalit nawasak ang kanilang busog, matipunong bisig ay nanghinang lubos. Ang dahilan nito'y ang Diyos ni Jacob, pastol ng Israel, matibay na muog. Diyos ng iyong amay, siyang sasaklolo. Ang dakilang Diyos, magbabasbas sayo, magbuhat sa langit, bubuhos ang ulan, malalim na tubig sa lupay bubukal, dibdib na malusog, pati bahay batat, pagpapalain, dit kayang babasbasan. Darami ang ani, bulaklak gayon din, maalamat na bundok ay pagpapalain. Pati mga burol, magkakamit aliw. Pagpapalang ito nawa ay makamit ni Hoseng nawalay sa mga kapatid. Tulad ni Benjamin Lobong pumapatay, sumisila ito ng inaalmusal. Kung gabi ang huli pinaghahatian, ito ang 12 anak ni Israel. At gayon, sila pinagpala ng kanilang ama ayon sa magiging hinaharap nila. Namatay at inilibing si Jacob. Pagkatapos, sinabi ni Jacob sa kanyang mga anak, "Ngayoy papanaw na ako upang mapisan sa mga kasamang namayapa na. Doon ninyo ako ililibing sa pinaglibingan ng aking mga magulang sa yungib sa tapat ng bukid ni Efrong Heteo. Ang libingang ito'y nasa silangan ng Mamre sa may Kanaan. Binili iyon ni Abraham at doon niya inilibing pati ang kanyang asawang si Sarah. Doon din inilibing ang mag-asawang Isaac at Rebeka, at doon ko rin inilibing si Leah. Ang bukid at yungib na iyo'y binili nga sa mga Heteo. Matapos masabi ang lahat ng mga ito, siya ay nilagutan ng hininga." Genesis 50 sa Tagalog. Niyakap ni Jose ang kanyang ama at umiiyak na hinagkan. Pagkatapos, inutusan niya ang kanyang mga manggagamot na embalsamuhin ang bangkay. Ayon sa kaugalian ng mga Ehipsyo, 40 araw ang ginugol niya sa paggawa nito. 70 araw na nagluksa ang bansang Ehipto. Pagkatapos ng pagluluksa, sinabi ni Jose sa mga kagawad ng Faraon, "Pakisabi nga ninyo sa Faraon na hiniling ng aking ama bago namatay na doon ko siya ilibing sa libingan ng kanyang inihanda sa Kanaan. At aking ipinangakong susundin ko ang kanyang bilin, kaya humihingi ako ng pahintulot na dalhin ko roon ang kanyang bangkay at babalik ako agad pagkatapos." Sumagot ang Faraon, "Lumakad ka na at ilibing mo siya ayon sa iyong pangako sa kanya." Sumama kay Jose para makipaglibing ang lahat ng kagawad ng Faraon, ang mga may matataas na katungkulan sa palasyo at ang mga kakilalang mamamayan sa buong Ehipto. Kasama rin ni Jose ang kanyang mga kapatid at ang buong sambahayan ng kanyang ama. Ang naiwan lamang sa Gosen ay ang maliliit na bata, mga kawan ng tupa, kambing at baka. May mga nangangabayo, may mga sakay sa karwahe, ano pat napakarami nila. Pagsapit nila sa giikan sa Atad, sa silangan ng ilog Jordan, huminto muna sila. Nagdaos sila roon ng luksang parangal sa yumao. at 7 araw na nagdalamhati roon si Jose. Nasaksihan ng mga taga-Kanaan ang ginawang pagpaparangal na ito, kaya't sinabi nila, ganito palang magluksa ang mga taga-Ehipto. Dahil dito'y tinawag na Abel Mizraim ang dakong iyon. Sinunod nga ng mga anak ni Jacob ang hiling ng kanilang ama. Dinala nila sa Kanaan ang bangkay at doon inilibing sa yungib na nasa parang na binili kay Efron. Matapos ilibing ang ama, si Jose nagbalik sa Ehipto kasama ang kanyang mga kapatid at lahat ng kasama sa paglilibing. Binigyan ni Jose ng kapanatagan ang mga kapatid. Mula nang mamatay ang kanilang ama, nag-alala na ang mga kapatid ni Jose. Sabi nila, paano kung galit pa sa atin si Jose at gantihan tayo sa kalupitang ginawa natin sa kanya? Nagpasugo sila kay Jose at ipinasabi ang ganito. Bago namatay ang ating ama, ipinagbilin niya na sabihin ito sa iyo. Nakikiusap ako na patawarin mo ang iyong mga kapatid sa ginawa nila sa iyo. Kaya naman ngayon, namamanhik kami sa iyo na patawarin mo na kami, alang-alang sa Diyos ng ating Ama. Napaiyak si Jose nang marinig ito. Lumapit na lahat ang kanyang mga kapatid at yumuko sa harapan niya. Kami mga alipin mo, wika nila. Ngunit sinabi ni Jose, huwag kayong matakot, hindi ko kayo paghihigantihan. Masama nga ang inyong ginawa sa akin, subalit ipinahintulot iyon ng Diyos para sa kabutihan at dahil doon naligtas ang marami. Kaya wag na kayong mag-alala. Ako ang bahala sa inyo at sa inyong mga anak. Pagkarinig nito, napanatag ang kanilang kalooban. Ang pagkamatay ni Jose. Nanatili nga si Jose sa Ehipto kasama ang kanyang mga kapatid. Umabot siya ng 110 taon bago namatay. Inabot pa siya ng mga apo ni Ephraim, gayon din ng mga apo niya kay Makir na anak ni Manases. Ang mga ito'y kinalong pa niya ng isilang. Sinabi niya sa kanyang mga kapatid, malapit na akong mamatay, ngunit huwag kayong mag-alala. Iingatan kayo ng Diyos at ibabalik sa lupang ipinangako niya kina Abraham, Isaac at Jacob. Pagkatapos, ipinagbilin niya sa mga anak ni Israel ang gagawin sa kanyang bangkay. Wika niya, isumpa ninyo sa akin na pag ako'y nilingap na ng Diyos at inalis sa lupaing ito, dadalhin ninyo ang aking mga buto. Namatay nga si Jose sa gulang na 110 taon. Siya'y inimbalsamo sa Ehipto at inilagay sa isang kabaong.